Good morning, YouTube. Today's video, I'm gonna talk about integration of BIG-IP and Kubernetes. And so we've been doing this now probably around about since 2016. And to be honest, there's been one piece of the integration that has created quite a lot of complexity. Even coming from myself to be able to do Kubernetes with BIG-IP HA, there's a piece that just fundamentally did not work correctly when using Flannel. And Flannel is, I don't know if it's necessarily the default, because there's no such thing as a default CNI, if you really want to say that, because ultimately you have to install the CNI post configuration. But to be honest, if you look at all the documentation with, installing Kubernetes on, let's say, Ubuntu, for example, you will notice that when you create your master, right after creating the master, before associating all the nodes, you add the CNI. And so there's a couple of CNIs out there, but honestly, the legacy or the default or the most used from what I've seen, which is pretty much default, which in my eyes is Flannel. And Flannel actually works quite nicely. It doesn't require licensing, upgrades, extensions, etc. And it just fundamentally works quite well. And when I installed a new version of Kubernetes, in this case Kubernetes 1.31, I installed Flannel right after the installation. It worked very, very, very well. Straight up detected the Kubernetes node and went from not ready to ready, which is what will happen once you install the CNI. And so what I wanted to do with CIS is be able to remove the complexity and simplify the installation. And that means that it doesn't require messing with, for example, firewalls to open VXLAN, which is basically a UDP protocol. Just simplify the entire environment. And how we do that is we allow CIS to look at the CNI stack. Just very simply just look at the node. It's a matter of just describing the node and actually just taking a look at the node and taking a look at the CIDR block, which is the pod network, and basically just plumbing BIG-IP and say, hey, BIG-IP, if you need to get to this pod network, just route traffic to the selected gateway network to get to that. And so that is basically what I'm demonstrating here. And so, we started working on static route implementation or route implementation with OVN Kubernetes. And that was really for a big push with Red Hat, and myself and the product management team on Red Hat side was pushing that, specifically when they moved to OVN away from the open SDN stack. And so with OVN Kubernetes plus part of OpenShift, it works really, really, really well. But what we've done is we're actually extended this static route now to Flannel, and I'm going to create another video for Calico and for Cilium. And so with this change, it means that you can use CIS with BIG-IP and a version of Kubernetes and allow CIS to statically create the network mapping. And that is a complete game changer from my perspective. And so what it ultimately is if you're a Kubernetes administrator, basically you will just let your BIG-IP team know that CIS will automate the static route creation. So what CIS will do is it will put a route on the BIG-IP that allows or tells the BIG-IP how to forward the traffic to the pod, because the pod is not of the same network as the node, unless you're doing node port. And all of this implementation here is of cluster IP, where BIG-IP's pods or BIG-IP's pool members are of the pods themselves. And so that's why I want to share this. It simplifies this dramatically. And so set up static route support for CIS using Flannel. Now this will work for a single BIG-IP or a BIG-IP in HA. So what that means, folks, is that we now have full BIG-IP HA support with CIS, using the static routes, just simple static routes. So you'll have two CIS instances. They'll basically plumb the big IP with all the routing infrastructure, and then you can use floats, or you can use a shared address for default gateway. Your Kubernetes cluster doesn't even have to point back necessarily to your big IP as its default gateway. It could just point back to a router or a firewall on that network, as long as they're kind of like on the same environment or within the same environment. So that's what's really important here. And so to be able to do this, CIS really just needs two arguments. The first argument is, hey, I want you to set up static route modes is equal to true. And the second is basically you're orchestrating the CNI. In this case right here, it's of Flannel type. And so this is really just, it kind of does do OVN here. That's kind of just the example. You can because it kind of looks like that code base. You might be able to remove this and just do the Flannel. I just kind of selected this. So if we go take a look at the CIS deployment, let's go look at the manifest. If you actually see the CIS deployment, you'll actually see here, and this is the configuration. You'll actually see here is, yep, there we go. Here is the orchestration. There we go, right, that's it. That is the configuration there. So static routing mode is equal to true, and the orchestration CNI is Flannel. That is it, folks. That's really all you need to do. This is so simple, honestly. I installed this yesterday. I'm using 2.18.1. It's published, released. This support really came around 2.17. So if you're looking, you kind of need something more around 2.17. I would recommend 2.18.1. But that is ultimately the configuration that you need. Right there. Orchestration CNI is equal to Flannel. That is it. And so you can just fork this repo. You can pull this configuration. Just change your destination IP address. I'm using the default tenant of K8. So if we go look at big IP here, and I apologize, I'm going to have to log back in again. If we actually look at big IP, what actually happens here is we can actually take a look at the routes, and you can actually see, if you actually look at the routes here, we can actually go down to the network. We can actually go down to the routes. Now, what it's nice is that it doesn't mess with the default route as much, because that's in common. The way we actually configure the routes is actually in the tenant. You can actually see here's the two routes. Now, we have two clusters, and the first cluster is of a default 10.244, and the second, which is the worker cluster here, it increments this by 1, which is pretty standard. And so that's why you'll kind of see this route it's a kind of like /24, and the default gateway is of the node itself. And so that's ultimately what's happening. But now what's really cool here is that since Big IP has these routes, it kind of knows how to route this traffic. So if a pool member is in any one of these networks, it will basically just send it to the node. And it can send it to any of these nodes actually. And the reason for that is because the node will then encapsulate it into the CNI stack, and it will get routed to the correct pod. And so if we go to the virtual server, I have a simple virtual server on here, which is 21.80, which is this guy over here. Make sure a little bit bigger. You can see it's just a very, very, very simple kind of virtual server. You can kind of see the stats here. You can see there's my public IP, just some of the raw stats. It's very, very simple. But you could see here the destination IP address. It's 10.244.1.13. So this is the IP address of the actual pod itself. And what's really interesting here is if you're on the big IP, one thing that you would want to do is obviously ping that, because that is really important to be able to, if you allow ping in your environment, you should be able to see that, so you can see the connectivity is successful. This is just simple routing. Big IP is just routing to this. There's no overlay, which is beautiful, especially if you like setting MTU sizes. When you start doing VXLAN, you're actually encapsulating stuff into tunnels. So hypothetically, your performance should be so much better. Observability here is better because you're not going across a tunnel. You're just traversing a network stack. And so if you've integrated a a fabric, like a Cisco fabric, or if you've integrated, an NSS fabric, it's actually going to make life a lot simpler for you because you're just traversing that fabric. And so that's a very simple ping there. So 1.13, you could actually see that if you actually go to the pools. There's 2 pools here, and you can see my pool members right there. So 1.13, 1.14. These are the 2 pool members that are actually connected to this service. And so it's a very, very, very simple configuration. So if we actually go look at the CRD that's here, you can actually see the CRDs pretty simple in the configuration. So if we go look at the CRD, we got the CRD right here. I mean, that is really it, is a virtual IP. There's a port and there's a monitor, and then of course this is our service, because this is really it. I mean, it's so simple. And you can see this 75.121, which is what I'm 121 right here, which is what I'm connecting to. So that is the virtual address right there. Yep, that's the virtual address that I'm connecting to. That is there. And so that is ultimately kind of like what this ultimately takes. You can actually see here that what CIS is actually doing when it actually publishes. You can actually see there's the route. You can actually see there's this net configuration route, the name of the node, and then its IP address, and then this is the CNI. There's the network stack. This is the gateway, and it'll go on like that. Let me go back to because I actually have that route populated right here on my page right here. See if we go back to Flannel. So it's just the repo I'm using. You can actually see right here that here is the route. You can actually see this right here. So this is the actual route, this route, the master, and here is the cluster. This is the worker pod right here. You can actually see 21, and that is the node IP. You can actually see that from your nodes. You can see the two nodes that I have, the 2 nodes that I have there. Kind of shows me that implementation quite nicely. You can see that there's my pods that's of Kube system. You can see there's the CIS pod. So CIS pod is running right there. But if I actually just switch this to default, which is the default namespace, oops, there's nothing there. You can see that there's 2, so it's like the 13 and 14. This is cluster IP, and so there's no complexity here. So we've removed all the complexity. So big IP is just simply acting as a gateway for the Kubernetes cluster, and it's simply just routing. So the integration of the CNI stack is super simple. And so that's what I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about, is that we're removing the complexity. And so there's no reason to have to use VXLAN. So if you're kind of using VXLAN today, my recommendation is to start like parking this and to kind of see the differences. And then that would be something to probably move to. I would kind of recommend that if you now a lot of users didn't use Flannel because there was no Flannel support for HA. It was kind of a nightmare. To be honest, it didn't work. So a lot of users went to Calico, right, with the BGP implementation. And to be honest, this is the same thing as kind of BGP, but you don't have to do the BGP peering, right? So with not having to do this, you don't need a license for BGP here, right? Because Big IP does require a license for BGP peering. And so here we don't need a license. Here we can just simply set the static routes up. Now, CIS will keep on updating, right? So if there's a change in the configuration, it will actually go and do an update. There's an update timer. It's probably like every 90 seconds. You can change that timer. You don't need to run the timer as much as you want. because there is, as long as there's static routes. But if you do replace nodes, add new nodes, remove nodes, CIS will repopulate the routing table. And it is to do the routing table update. It's not using the AS3 API. It's actually using the simple imperative iControl REST framework, and we use this. This is our kind of like our manager. It's the same manager that we use for our network config start. Very similar to kind of what we were doing for ARPing. Now you will actually see a better implementation here, because we don't have to update our ARP tables. We also don't have to update any kind of FDB entries that we would have to do for another type of CNI stack. So the only thing we do is just populate or update the. You can see that there's really no ARP. There's really no ARP information here. There's no network cache. It's just simply just a route update. And this is very, very, very simple. And so you'll probably see a better CPU performance from this configuration than before, because there's no ARPing, there's no FDB for single node. And so like a lot of users, to be honest with you, they're just using node port. So I think the takeaway here is now you're ready to migrate from node port to start to use, and this is per service, right? So you could just start to use this for a new service, but you can now migrate from node port to cluster IP using this new implementation, right? And so this is really nice. So if you're using Flannel, you don't have to migrate your CNI stack. The only thing you need to do is update CIS, and this will work for whether you're using config map, whether you're using ingress, whether you're using CRDs. It doesn't really matter. It's outside of that. This is the networking piece. This is almost kind of like the stitching piece, and so you'll be able to start to migrate to using cluster IP or service type load balancer without node port, right? Which is really cool. Service type load balancer for cluster IP is really useful, and so I think at that point the migration away from node port to cluster IP provides better performance, because you're going big IP direct to pod without kube proxy, but you need the network stitching, and I think the network stitching has been the piece that everyone has kind of been waiting for. And so I'm really happy to announce that, set up static route mode or route support for CIS and Flannel, just to simply just use the Flannel method of orchestration is exactly all that you need to do. Let me know your feedback. Let me know if you need some help. Let me know if you need some demos, or if you need a simple discussion on how to do this, a migration plan. I can talk to the Kubernetes administrator as well as the big IP administrator. Let me know the help that you need. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Now that I'm over 1,000 subscribers, I'm kind of like looking at what's the next number, but I really appreciate the support. And thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.